today. We're gonna just get it going. So a couple things today. We're gonna be working with our Pilates mat syllabus, and we're gonna change it up a little. We'll have some standing, we'll have some stretching, we'll have some breathing, and I wanna make a specific note to my friends in the East Coast, as well as Canada. I know the air quality is horrific right now, and I want to encourage you as you move today, if you are impacted by the wildfires, then I want you to remember that keeping your breath shallow and leveled is okay. You don't necessarily need to be breathing in as deep as you ever have, because sometimes that can exacerbate any issues with breathing. And so I hope you're all doing okay. I'm thinking of all of you. I see us now live. All right, thank you. Thank you. We're gonna start with the warm-up. We're gonna start right now, because for some reason, YouTube doesn't like me. I'm just kidding. All right, so we're here, we're working. I do have some 3-pound weights for later to pull it all together, and we're gonna get started. Sounds good? Sounds good. All right, let's start with our legs about a little wider than hip width distance apart. We're just gonna stand, letting our feet arrive. Oh, that's the thing I forgot to tell you that I already said, but they didn't pick it up. So today's playlist is Taylor Swift-ish, meaning that I can't afford to stream Taylor Swift's music. However, there are some artists who are, they're similar, or they're borrowing, or they're giving us a little bit of a Swiftish sort of situation. So the good news is, if you like Taylor Swift, you'll probably notice a few similarities in some of our playlists today. And if you don't like Taylor Swift, then that's okay, because we're not going to listen to her, because we can't afford her. That's just the thing of it, okay? So stand with your feet hip width distance apart. Now I'm watching myself move, and I'm not sure what's going on. Oh my God. This is crazy. This is nuts. All right, I'm watching myself teach class, and I haven't been there yet. My goodness. All right, you know what? Here we go. We're just gonna roll with it. Let's roll down. I'm watching myself roll down. We're gonna take it over. Reaching your hands all the way down. To stay, we're gonna bend. And we'll stretch up. And we'll bend again. And we'll stretch again. We're gonna do 2 more, just letting your hips be heavy. If something isn't making sense, hopefully we'll catch up with ourselves, past me and present me. Good, all the way up. Let's slowly bend our knees, roll up. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we're gonna go back down all the way forward. Letting your head hang over, doing whatever you need to do to feel loose and centered. Bend your knees down. And stretch them all the way up. And bend them down. And stretch. And bend. And stretch. Good. And bend to roll all the way up slowly. From here, take your hands to your back of your back. I'm watching the part where I realize nobody can see anything. I don't know where we are. Lift your chest. I feel like this is not my mistake though, which makes me feel good. Good. Lift your chest, press your hips forward, open them out. Come back to center. Who knows? We're gonna roll down one more time. Good. All the way to the bottom. And then go ahead and lower yourself down and get right onto yourself. We have no idea what's happening. Go ahead and sit on down. Oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna just find ourselves here. All right, so we're gonna take it down to the mat, and we're going to go ahead and start a little breathing exercise here. I think we're back. Okay, take it all the way down, nice and easy. And again, just temper your breath to what you need. We're gonna bend the right knee, straighten the left leg out as long as you like, as long as it's not putting any extra stretch on your back or your shoulders, any stress. And then with this left arm, reach the arm as high overhead as you can. If you have shoulder issues, tension, just keep it out to the side. Think of it as a reach of the side body, the left side body. All right, so we're gonna drop our weight down into one side. You're gonna reach out long through the extended leg, extended arm, and then just breathe. We take about 4 or 5 rounds of breath. The idea is that we fill up the space between your ribs and your hips, and then we just soften and release down. So we're trying to create space as we breathe in, and we're trying to exhale and let go. And this exercise is really nice because it's a passive way of creating space in the body and sometimes bringing some much needed release to some of our back and hip muscles. So just allow your breath to drive the movement. It's a really simple reset that you can do at any point in time. Let's do one more. Good, and then slowly bend that arm down and slowly bend your knee in. And then let's go to the other side. So just reach the other side long and stretch the arm overhead if you can, or just find a place of reach. And then just start your breath. Put your attention on the space between your ribs and your hips as you inhale. And then as you exhale, and this is a really nice 1 minute, really, truly 1 minute exploration that you can do. And again, the point for us is to just encourage a little space and a little bit of connection down to the mat. Let's do a couple more breaths. And last one. And then bend your elbow and bend your knee in. Good. Take your arms out to a T. Just let your knees go to one side. Stretching all the way over, reaching through each knee. Let your waist be heavy as you come back to center. And then go in the opposite direction, reaching nice and long. Good. And then come back to center. I think this is the Swiftish-ish song on the playlist. One more time, twisting in each direction. Just giving our lower backs a little rotation, a little movement from side to side. And then one more time over to the other side. Good. So we're going to begin here with a bridge. I mean, we've begun, right? But our first exercise, so to speak, is a bridge. We're going to bring our arms down by the side. You can have them as wide as you need for space in your chest. And then just bring your heels back in line with your hips and a little bit wider than your hips for this first one. We're going to roll back so that your waistline gets heavy and presses down to the mat. And then once you've gotten that connection, we're going to slowly peel up through the spine, reaching out through your knees, pressing up through your hips, opening up through your chest, and then we start to slowly roll down. Little by little, thinking about getting wider on the mat as we lower down, which is maybe not something you've thought about in a bridge before, but let's try it. So it's like as we roll back, the back gets wider. We lift the hips off. We feel the width of our rib cage. We press up as we get to the top. Our heart space opens. Our collarbones stretch out to the side. This open T shape of my arms is helping me feel that width. And then as we come down, we want to roll wide through the rib cage, wide through the middle back, wide all the way through to the lower back, and then let your pelvis just rest in a wide way. We want to take up space, remember. We are not about shrinking in this space. Let's go back. Again, pressing through your feet. This time as you get up to the top of the bridge, let's do a check-in. And just notice if both of your feet have equal weight, yeah? Notice if your toes are pressing into the ground as much as your heels. Notice if you are actively standing in each foot.
Then we're gonna lower our hips maybe 2 inches and just let them glide from the right to the left, side to side. You're keeping your hips suspended in the air, but you're letting them just shift, pushing into each foot with a lot of intentional pressure, letting your pelvis just slide as if it's sliding across a shelf. I don't know why it would be doing that, but you understand. Good. Not every image is appropriate for life. Side, side. Good. Go for 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center. Curl your tail under and roll down all the way. Good. Rolling all the way up. Maybe your roll up feels a little more balanced from one side to the other. And then roll all the way down. Good. Love me a bridge to start. All right, let's rest. Your pelvis is heavy. Your rib cage is heavy. We're gonna bring the right knee into your chest. Give me a few stirs of your thigh bone in the socket. So you're just drawing a circle with that thigh bone, using your hands. Your leg is passive. Your arms are active. Let's go about 5 in one direction. And then when you've done that, go 5 in the other direction. And just kind of stirring this big bowl of frosting in your hip. Think about the texture and the resistance and work with that. And if you're feeling a lot of lumps, a lot of as you go around in your circle, just go slower or smaller. See if you can make it real smooth. Good. All right, come back to center. Extend your leg up to the sky. Take your arms down by your side. We're gonna draw a straight line down and then go out to the side and all the way up. So straight line down and then half circle. Your circle is as big as you can make it without losing connection to the opposite side of your body. So if you're circling your right leg, your left hip is grounded and it stays grounded during the circle. Let's do one more in this direction. Then we're gonna reverse it. So start out to the side and then think of folding in your hip as you come back up. Out to the side, deep in the crease. The biggest technical aspect of this exercise is making your back body heavy to the mat. Doesn't seem like it, but every time you give your body a defined place to be in, when you press in your pelvis and your rib cage, it understands what it's supposed to do. Let's go one more time. Reach and grab the back of your hamstring. Leg is bent or stretched, whatever you need it. We're gonna flex your foot, and point. Stretch that calf. Good. Why are you so tight all the time, calf? What is wrong? Reach and press and reach and press. We're gonna do one more flex back. I know, I hate it too. Let's do some ankle circles just around. Make them as big as you can. Are you still with me? You're still with me, and Joy's with me now too. Oh, thank you. Keep going with those ankle circles. Joy, you're late for class, but YouTube made us start late, so it's all good. You're probably right on time in all actuality. Circle in the other direction if you haven't yet. Silly internet. Good. All right, now before we go to the other side, flex your foot. You're gonna cross this ankle over your opposite knee, and this might be enough stretch for you. Let your knee press away from your body. If you want more stretch, thread the needle. Take your hands on the back of your opposite leg and open up. Joy, this one's for you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you find yourself really cramped up in the back of your neck or your tailbone is lifting off the ground, I want you to relax. I want you to let your tail be heavy. Remind your neck and shoulders. It doesn't always have to be tense up here. Good. All right, let's lower it down. Shake out that leg, reach it out, shake it out on the floor, bend it in. Let's bring the other knee into our chest. We're making our circles nice and round.
in the hip socket. Remember, your hands are in charge. Your hip is just receiving the circulation, lubrication in that joint. Do about 5 in one direction, and then we'll go 5 in the other direction. And for some of you with stronger hips, stronger legs, your legs are going to want to be the driver. Please let your hands do this work. It will be much more effective that way. Good. All right. Come on back to center. We're going to extend the leg up to the top. Take your arms down by your side. Let's go into our half circle. So we go straight down, out and around and up. Just reaching through, remembering to keep our back body extremely heavy. Good. So this week we've talked a little bit about fuel sources. Let's go one more and then reverse. And so there are some of us who feel like we need to move on an empty stomach. And while there is some research that shows that you will use your fat as a source for your energy when you work out on an empty stomach, there's much more. Here's our last one. Good. Go behind your hamstring and flex and point. There's much more research, or there's other research, I should say, that shows the benefits of being fed, moving your body, and then encouraging your body to use your fat stores as energy throughout the day, which is a very equitable. It's a bigger picture way of approaching it. And all of this to say, I hope you're feeding yourself. That's what I'm really after. Let's do our ankle circles. Because we've been talking about that fuel, and we all have days where we feel really well fed and nourished, and we have days where we feel like we overdo it. We have days where we feel like, oh, I did not do a good job in making sure my food is there. Let's reverse our circles. So just let this be a little nudge to you that we are here to really support ourselves through our endeavors. Good. Go ahead and fold over the top. Let that knee drop open. Find your glute stretch. And if you want to intensify it, reach to the back of the other hamstring and then find that figure 4. All right. So we're going to go into a Pilates exercise next called the 100. And it is 100 beats or 100 breaths. I did state earlier that if you're in a place where the air quality is low, don't worry about taking the deepest breaths of your life. Do the best you can, okay? For now, we're gonna take our legs down, hip width distance apart. Let's take our arms to the sky and then curl forward and reach and take your hands behind your legs and then use your arms to lift up a little bit higher. So see how high you can get in your curve, and think of both sides of your back being really equal in length as you're up into this top space, and then let's come all the way down. So this is absolutely a piece that will be benefited by a little more stretch. So let's do this twice more. So we're gonna use your breath out to come up, and then use your arm strength to lift a little higher. Get up there. Rise up a little bit more, and then lower all the way down. We're gonna do one more like that. Deep breath in or small breath in. Curling up. Good. Now, as we're here, stay here, drop your chin into your throat. Feel the connection between your ribs and your hips, and then release your arms and just stay for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lower all the way down. All right. The next one, we're gonna come up and we're gonna start beating our arms. So curl forward, find the backs of your legs, bring yourselves up a little bit higher, and then when you're ready, you're gonna release those arms, and we're gonna breathe in and out, and in and out. Just nice, easy, measured breath. Breathe in and out, breathe in and out. You can bring one leg up to tabletop
or you can bring both legs up to tabletop. Good. So keep beating here. If you brought one leg up to tabletop, let's switch your legs. If you brought both legs up, let's extend. Good. Keep beating, we're almost there. If you're working with one leg in tabletop, you can switch back to the first leg, or you can try both legs. If you're working with both legs extended, bring your heels together, toes apart, and find the diagonal. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1, and everybody bend your knees and lower all the way down. Good, and turn your head to the right. Stretching, and to the left. Good. And to the right. And to the left. All right, so you have 2 choices here, and I want you to choose the one that works best for you. We're gonna go into a roll-up, which is rolling up to a seated position. But if that's not happening for you today, I want you to go back to your bridge, your rolling bridge, because what we're really working on here is articulation, movement through our spine. So either join me in a roll-up or go into your bridge. We're gonna take a breath, circle around, bring your chin through, use your hands on those legs. And as we come up, let's take a little spine stretch forward. And then we're gonna come back down, rolling back. Hi Heidi, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here and thank you for enjoying my cues. I hope you liked the frosting one, because frosting is amazing. Let's do it again. In fact, you can use frosting for pretty much anything in the whole Pilates class. Like reach for the frosting, push through the frosting. As we roll down, let the frosting catch your weight. It's so good. Reach all the way back. I'm a huge fan of food metaphors. And it's not even, I'm kind of a picky eater. I just, I like to integrate food and working out. It helps heal the 80s, the 90s messaging in my mind, Let's come on down. All right, if you're bridging, keep bridging. Let it go. Sometimes you just need a big old sigh, so take it for yourself, yeah? Reaching through. Now, if you're doing all right with bent legs, maybe you join me for a couple more with straight legs. Straight legs, just a little bit more control as you reach down. And as you come up, you've got to stand on the wall across from you. You've got to push through those heels so that you can get all the way up and through. As we take our stretch forward, round over your legs, rolling back. Let's do one more of these. Reaching up through the plants, curling forward, and then reaching all the way forward. So if you're bridging, come on up and join us any way you like. Just take a stretch over those legs. I like to hang on to the back of my feet, push my feet into my arms, and just kind of give it a little wiggle. Good. And then we're all gonna scooch forward to the front of our mat, and we're gonna try rolling like a ball. You're doing this a couple different ways. You're either balancing or rolling. Either way is fine. So take your hands to your knees, put your heels together, rock back off of your sits bones. So you're just kind of around the area between your sits bones and your tailbone. And once you find your balance here, I want you to make your ball smaller. So really compact. Pull the knees in, pull your head in, and start to feel your abdominals working to help you hold that shape. If you're not sure what that feels like, release your hands and hold for 4. Or do it anyways. 3. Good. 2. And 1. And then come back here for a second. All right. So we're in this balance and we're already feeling it. Your options are to rock back to that point where you're just gonna lose it and then come back up to balance, or to go back to the shoulder blades and come up and stop on a dime, all right? So rocking a little bit or rocking a lot, we go in 4, 3, 2, let's do it. Keep your head off the mat and see if you can really be the driver. Obviously, gravity is gonna help. Sometimes it's gonna hinder. But you wanna think of squeezing those sits bones up. Don't let your knees come in any closer to you than they are at the top. They stay at this distance. Good. If you're doing really well on this one and you wanna give it an upgrade, reach those arms forward. Maintain your shape, yeah? This is harder. Maintain your shape. Let's do 2 more like this.
Woo! Last one. Good. All right, come on down and then slide yourself back. Let's move our legs wide to the sides of our mat. If you need to bend your knees, go for it. Arms are out to a T. We're gonna go into our saw. So we're gonna rotate towards the front leg and then reach your hand, front hand past your front toes. You're not collapsing in the stretch, okay? It's lifted, you have energy to it. You're reaching in opposition, you're rolling up to stay in that rotation and then recover back to center. We'll go to the other way, rotate your spine, reach all the way over, keep a little lift between your leg and your torso, and then roll back up and face front. And go again in the other direction. So the idea is that you're sawing off your ankle, which is just what a motivating cue, huh? Let's not do that. I think that's probably the last horror film I saw before I gave it up all together. You know the one. And maybe you don't, and you're better for it. Let's go one more each side. Twist and reach. Now, can you check in and make sure you're not all the way over onto the hip that you're reaching towards? Can you put your other hip down? Yeah, it makes a little difference. Let's rotate and reach, 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 reach. Good. Come on all the way up. All right. So we've got an abdominal series, but today we're going to do it in standing because we can. Let's go ahead and make our way up to standing. Choose your own adventure to get there. Use what works well for you. So we're going to start with single leg stretch, double leg stretch, scissors, and then we're going to go into double leg lower and lift and crisscross, but we're going to take it from a different perspective. So I guess I'll face the diagonal. I think that would work well. So start with your legs really close together. Activate your inner thighs, at least at the top. If you need space between your feet, I get it. Sometimes our calves are so strong, they need a little space for themselves. Our idea is gonna be to pull one knee in. We're gonna pull the knee in and we're gonna just do a little curl towards our leg. Now, it's not a head drop. We're not trying to knock ourselves in the forehead with the knee. We're trying to just pull the ribs and hips together and then actively lengthen them down. So we're gonna exhale and then stretch nice and tall and then use our exhale. It's almost as if the movement of the torso pulls your knee in and all the way down, okay? Let's get ourselves centered, ready, set, breathe out and pull in. Woo, keep that balance. Stand well into that leg, breathe out. Stand up tall. You want to push down into the standing leg as much as you're pulling in through the upper one. Good, let's go. We've got 4 more. Breathe that air all the way out. And again, be mindful of where you are and how deep you're breathing. Good, 1 more each side. Good, all the way up. All right, how are we gonna do double leg stretch? Well, I'll tell you, we're gonna do a squat. So bring your legs a little bit wider. I have they're mine, my feet turned out a bit. And what we're gonna do is at the top, we're reaching really long, like we might in double leg stretch. We're gonna circle around and I want you to feel that sensation of coming down into a contraction. Now maybe your heels lift or maybe you're in a space. Am I in a space? Kind of. Maybe you're warm enough to come down into a deep squat. Or maybe you go halfway. From here, we're gonna press through the legs, reach through the arms. The inner thighs are strong at the top. Big breath in at the top. Exhale, round, contract, reach, 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 reach until you've got no breath left, okay? Let's do it together. We reach all the way up. And then we go. Reach all the way up. If you're going halfway, just get connected to your center. Reach all the way up. Reach all the way up. Almost there. 2 more. length. Reach, last one. Woo, it's not easy. And then come all the way up to the top. All right, not bad. Okay, scissors are next. Let's stand with our heels together, toes apart, just slightly, okay? We're gonna take our arms out to the side, and you're gonna take your opposite arm to either your foot, I don't know, I don't know if that's gonna happen, your foot, your calf, or your leg. But we gotta keep it under control because we're gonna be switching quickly, okay? So if it's a march, it's a march, that's fine. Here it goes, it's gonna go up, zip the inner thighs, up, zip the inner thighs. 3, 2, ready, let's do it. Scissor those inner thighs. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Relax. Same position. This is our lower and lift, our double leg lower and lift. Take your hands behind your head. At your shoulders is also an option here. What we're gonna do is a hinge, like a half roll down. So we come into a rounded upper back, and then we're gonna bring it forward. And I just want you to imagine a little abdominal contraction right here. And then we're gonna come up, and I want you to press your hips forward, your heels into the ground as you bring your head and shoulders to this level. I know, it's gonna feel a little different. This is the exercise on the mat. We're up, and we're lowering, and we're lifting. So the action is here. Instead of doing that, we're lowering and lifting our torso. It's a little easier, a little more hamstring. So engage your inner thighs, stand tall. Give me a tiny little upper contraction. Deep breath in, and we're gonna exhale. Deepen, inhale, lift. Press through your heels. That's it. Good. Let's do 2 more. And last one. And then come all the way up to the top. Bring your legs to parallel, toes pointing ahead, and our crisscross brings our elbow to our knee. And then we keep the balance. Let's try that again. So we go rah, and up, and twist, and up, and twist. Let's join me when you're ready. Lift through the center, twist your upper body. Try to bring your elbow to knee rather than your knee to your elbow. And if you're not making a touch, don't worry about it. The best you can. Good. You got it. Yes. All right, almost there. Give me 4 more. One more. Good. Reach it up. Roll those shoulders. Very nice work. How are we doing? Looks good to me. All right, everybody. I'm gonna put you back up here. Come to the back of your mat. We're gonna get into a little back bending. So let's take a roll down, working from that nice strong core connection. Walk yourself out and find your plank. Shoulders over wrists. And just be here for a moment. Just find it, feel how everything you just worked is feeding into the support for this shape. We're staying for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees, untuck your toes, come on down. And then walk your hands a little wider on the mat and take your legs wider too, just to give your space, some space to your low back. We're gonna lift our chest up off the mat. We're gonna press down into our hips and just support yourself in whatever back bend you have. Maybe it's halfway, maybe it's all the way, and then we're lowering all the way back out. Couple more times. Elbows reach back, shoulders glide away from your ears, and your heart just shines forward. Feeling nice length along the front of your body. Engagement along the back. Pressing down. Lifting up. I'm always looking for those little stuck spots and seeing if I can maneuver my way out of them. So sometimes you have a little crunchy part of your lower back or tight part of your hips in the front. Just trust yourself to find a better way, yeah? Good, let's go one more. Excellent, come on down. Walk your elbows right underneath your shoulders and you're in a bit of a sphinx position. We're gonna walk our legs together. Press down into your forearms so you're just a little lifted up. It's not quite a plank, but you're not totally relaxed. And then we're gonna kick your right heel in 2 times and then reach it down. This is a single leg kick. We're trying to avoid the kick lifting your butt, okay? You wanna keep your hips stretched in the front. You wanna kick, kick, and reach. Kick, kick, and reach. Upper body's holding this like mini plank. Lower body is just working the fold. Good. Kick, kick, and kick, kick. Keep going. Yes. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome. Let's go ahead and roll right on over. Face me. And then from this position, we want our heels lined up with our hips in the back and our elbow is right underneath your shoulder, okay? We're gonna do a little side plank exercise to help build some strength. So from here, the first thing we're gonna do is make sure that front of your shoulder is pulled back onto your back. We're gonna hover the hips up and then press them forward so they feel open. So we're kind of in a diagonal position off the mat. You're finding your strength here. The last piece, I want you to dial your bottom hip forward slightly until you feel a little more activity from the underneath side of your body, from your hip, from your leg. Think of bringing this top hip back a little. Maybe your hand goes behind your head. Good, find the support for it. We're here for 4. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Hip hinge back and lower down. And then we'll see that again in a moment, but for now, let's take the arm all the way down. Keep the bottom leg bent, and then just hover the top leg out in line with the back edge of your mat. You can use your front hand for support. We're gonna kick it 2 times forward, sweep it back, keep that balance. Kick, kick, and sweep it back. Good, extra challenge, hand comes behind the head. Woo. Some days it's just about getting that mobility though, so don't let yourself fall. Press from the back of the leg, there it is, kick, kick. I've been doing Pilates for so long, and like while there's so many things that my body knows how to do, you know, some days it's just not gonna happen, so I don't take it too seriously. It's not my identity, it is a skill set. 2 more. That's right, your workout should not be your identity either. Good, bring it all the way in, bend it on top. Bring yourself all the way up. Can you side sit or Z sit or some semblance of those 2? And reach to grab onto your ankle. And then we're gonna try to lift up and take a little mermaid stretch. I don't know if Caitlin's here, but that was for you, just in case. Okay. My sister is a singer, and she has long, beautiful red hair, and she really does a good aerial. Good, lift it up, lift it up, lift it up, and come all the way up. All right, one more side plank on this side, then we go to the other one, okay? Let's bring it up. We just want one more chance to test it now that we've rested the shoulder. Open it up, hover it up, press it forward. Let's reach our arm up this time and just widen the chest. Breathe. Can you dial that bottom hip forward a tiny bit more? It's a strange cue, but you'll automatically feel more support from your hip. Good. If this feels really good, you could always extend the leg and add a little element of weight to it. 3, 2, come out of it mindfully, bring it all the way down. Good, and before we go to the other side, take this arm behind your head, Reach for your elbow, sit up tall, and give it a little tug. Yeah. Good, release. Other side. Here we go. Planking to start on this side. We're gonna lift it up. Remember, our hips and heels are in the same line, and then we press forward to open up that hip, and then dial it under just a tiny bit. I'm liking reaching my arm up. You could do whatever you like. Just find that support from the underneath hip, yeah? 4, 3, 2, 1, good. Hinge it back, lower down. You can extend your arm down on the mat. Take your top leg out in line with your hip. Let's kick it. 2 pulses forward, 1 big sweep back. Don't lose your balance, Jenna. Good. So I have some good news, I think. Some good news coming in fall. We're gonna add a couple classes to the YouTube mix. I know, I think it's good too. So my question for you, I'll put a poll out in the conversation. My question for you will be, what would you like to see more of? I think we're gonna keep our bouncing on Monday. And then we've got lots of options, honestly. Good, 1 more kick. Good, that's it. Bring it all the way down. Walk yourself up, hang on to your side. Lift first, stretch second. Good. Keep your chest open. Nice open collarbones. Really good. And bring it all the way down, our last side plank. We come to standing and we're just about finished. So we come up, we press it forward, we reach it up. You can add that second leg if you like, but don't let your hips buckle back, okay? Holding nice and long. We're here for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good, and lower all the way down. And then come on up and bring your hand behind and take that little triceps stretch is the word I'm looking for. I've lost our music because it's par for the course today, so why wouldn't I? Once you finish up your stretch, go ahead and join me in standing with your weights. Okay, we're just gonna do 2 little things to pull it all together because we work side to side. It's nice to stand up in the center. I know our timing is off for this class, but that's because we had about 8 minutes of dead air, so we're making up for lost time. Let's bring our heels together, toes apart. I want you to push down through the soles of your feet, just like you did in your bridge. Open up your hips. You're standing tall. If you're using weights, they're hanging down in the front. We call this one the zip up. It's literally taking both weights along the front of your body, just to your sternum, to your breastbone, wide chest, and then lower down. Now, as you zip the weights, you feel a sense of zipping along the front of your body. So this might feel like something that narrows your center a little, that pulls in your abdominal muscles. I am never gonna tell you to walk around like that all day long. This is just like flexing your bicep. Right now you're flexing your ability to pull yourself in for a little more core integration. So we're gonna pull up, lift up, feel that sensation of zipping from your pubic bone to your sternum. And then as you lower down, it's not like you unzip particularly. It's, I don't know. The metaphor only goes so far. So just stay tall. Here we go. Pull it up. Lift, 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 lift. And then lower down. Lift it up again. And then reach it down. Maybe you're just wearing lots of jackets. You have to laugh. If we're not laughing, why are we doing this? Good, give me 2. Excellent. And 1. Okay, so the zipping sensation is here. Now we're gonna try to integrate it with a little balance. Imagine 2 legs, your 2 legs are 1 leg. And we're just gonna see if we can unweight our heels, okay? So arms are down, engage your inner thighs, start to zip up, and at the halfway point, can you lift your heels off? Can you hold it at the top? I know it's not easy. Lower down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it one more time. Bring it up, halfway, start to lift those heels. Keep growing, keep lengthening. Squeeze your legs together, hold it for 4. 3, are you pushing equally through both feet? 2, and then slowly lower all the way down. Good. Shake it out, shake it out. Okay, bring your legs back. Let's go heels together, toes apart. We're gonna finish with some breath. Just reaching those arms all the way up overhead. Feel like your arms are an extension of your side body. And then slowly bring them back down all the way to the side. And again, big breath in, pressing down to lift up. And slowly lowering all the way back down. Let's go 2 more. Let it go. And last one. All the way up, your last chance to grow. Create space in that lower back. Lift up and out of your hips. Long neck. Good work, everybody. All right, let's put these down. Nice job, Team YouTube. I'm happy you're here. Thanks for always rolling with me through all the technical difficulties. We're undoubtedly going to have them. 'Tis the nature of the internet. Don't forget to ask your question, right? Can we do it? Can we do it? There it is. Why do the moves matter to you today? Why do we do this? We do it every single time to just build a habit, to get a little download that something here mattered to you, I'm sure. Ooh, that felt good on my shoulder. And it felt good because I have to reach for things or carry things, or I like to feel like my body is capable. Maybe it's just that. So let me know in the comments why it mattered to you. I'd love to hear about your thoughts. Tracy, Chef's Kiss, I always love when you post about that. It's amazing. And then stay tuned for in the community tab. There's some messages from me. I'll drop in a few suggestions. As you know, over the summer, we've been doing a lot of different formats, some seated workouts, some Pilates-based, some weight-based. I like keeping a lot of variety so we don't get too complacent, and novelty is a very good motivator. But if there's something in particular that you want more of, a series, some work on a particular part of the body, let me know. I'm happy to design it. In the meantime, thanks for being here, everybody. Good work. I'll see you next week.